And I am sure my mother got to be better. With each kid, she learned how to be better breastfeeder. You know, you don't get a diploma in being parenting.
I said, my mother, there would have been blood on the floor. If they tried, some bureaucrat come and tried to take one of us out of the house, there would have been blood on the floor. Fists like this, and she would have laid into them, wouldn't tolerate it. And you cannot, people, you cannot tolerate this kind of abuse of our children. Our children are our future. They are our future. That's what tells how healthy a society is, by the health of their children. If you've got screwed up children, people, you're going to have a screw up culture. So it's the children are everything. They need their parents, their natural parents there to protect them and to nurture them through those early years.
And with that, we have to bid you adieu. Get the Federalist Papers, because Stephanie thinks it makes people what?
Very sexy. I would not consider a man that has not read this.
She wants a man that knows his Constitution.
I want a man that knows his Constitution.
That's it.
Federal government.
You heard it. That's my co-host Stephanie here.
Local.
Well, you are?
Stephanie Sanford, your co-host.
I'm William Wagener, your host and producer. And our guest tonight is
Roger WEIDNER.
Thank you, Roger. Thank you, Stephanie. We leave you. Bid you adieu. Catch us next week, same time, same channel. And on YouTube, William Wagener.
And get involved, people. Get involved now.
You just came from a protest down in Los Angeles over the jailing of Attorney Fine. I don't understand why he's in jail and not the judges that broke the law. How do you understand that Attorney Fine, I don't understand how Attorney Fine could be thrown in jail because he won't give his financial disclosure.
Well, that's correct. Let me lay a little background. There's a case out here in California called Sturgeon versus LA County. And what that's about is in the late 80s, I believe, the state took over the California county judges and made all of them state employees. They then assumed the obligation to pay their salaries and benefits. Well, LA County and a few other counties continued to pay the judges their benefits despite the state paying them. So essentially they were getting double benefits. And you wonder why that happened, because why are judges getting this extra pay? It seems like they're becoming royalty. Meanwhile, we're closing courtrooms and laying off court staff and increasing court fees, while these judges are getting double benefits. They say that they have to do that to retain the talented judges or get these judges to take the positions. Well, in fact, these county judges are now being paid more than the U.S. Supreme Court judges, more than the Chief Justice. And so these are public servants. If they don't want to serve, if they want to make money, they should go into the private sector. And so what happens is we're inverting the sovereignty of our country, and our servants are becoming our masters, and we're becoming their servants. And so in this Sturgeon case that Richard Fine was involved in, and Judicial Watch, they brought a lawsuit saying that this was unconstitutional. The initial case, all of the LA County judges recused themselves because they had a conflict of interest. Then it went to an outside judge who ruled in favor of the judges and largely ignored the constitutional issue. It was then appealed, and the appellate court overruled that ruling and in fact found it was unconstitutional. The judges then took it up to the Supreme Court of California, who declined to hear it, and so by default the appellate decision stands that these payments were unconstitutional. That means they were an unlawful act. And so those people that these payments were unconstitutional, unlawful act, that did that should suffer some penalties for that, possibly jail. And so those people that did that should suffer some penalties for that, possibly jail, possibly jail, possibly jail. But certainly they should have to explain why they did that. And moreover, these judges then have gotten unlawful compensation and should have to return that money back to the people. But instead what the judges did is hired a lobbyist at $10,000 a month and went up to Sacramento while our legislature is way behind in passing a budget and even further behind in balancing the budget. We're facing a $42 billion deficit here in the state. So in the dark of night, our legislature almost unanimously, it was a pretty favorable vote, passed a bill to allow the county and other counties to continue to give judges double benefits, and on top of that, gave them retroactive immunity. Our legislature 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 gave them retroactive immunity. So we cannot go after these people that violated the law, violated the Constitution, in fact, served the judges instead of the people.
On second thought, see you next week.